So, good afternoon everyone. The group to now will tackle about GIS, its components, data of geographic features, GIS toolbox, visual display mapping, and querying GIS data. So, first let me introduce to you the GIS or yung tinatawag natin na Geographic Information System. So, GIS, wherein this comes now in mapping or locating different areas or places where crimes of volume of crimes are happening. So, yung tinutukoy dito na GI is yung usage niya sa law enforcement or yung usefulness niya. Kasi itong GIS kasi is hindi lang pang law enforcement. Pwede rin siya sa agriculture, pwede rin siya sa urban planning, and pwede rin siya sa surveying or etc. So, now let's define the what is GIS. So GIS are computer and based mobile system that is used to capture, store, manage, analyze, use, and display spatial or geographic data. So one example of this is yung Google Maps po baga sa cellphone natin. Isa po yung sa example ng GIS or yung Geographic Information System. So bakit nga ba example yun? Kasi nga, it allows you to observe, it allows you to locate, and it allows you to pinpoint places where you want to go to display this different kind of spatial data. So itong nasa picture po, ito yung spatial data or tinatawag rin nating geographic data. So itong tatlo na to sa taas, itong customers, streets, parcel, ito is part to ng vector data, and itong dalawang elevation and land usage is sa ano naman to, sa raster. So mamaya matatakal naman yan ng kagrupo. So GIS has a vast use in our society, like knowing places that are vulnerable or at risk places. So that's why yung mga law enforcement po baga natin or law enforcers, pag may na-observe sila sa isang location or area na may high volume of crimes na nangyayari, so that's why itong GIS is nakakatulong sa decision making ng COP or nung Chief of Police. So, halimbawa dito sa Daraga. So, if yung Daraga is having a high volume of crimes, most commonly yung ginagawa ng Chief of Police is magdi-deploy siya ng karagdagan pang enforcers or officers para masolusyonan or ma-prevent yung crime na nangyayari dito sa Daraga. So next, dito naman tayo sa usefulness of GIS to law enforcement. Using Geographic Information System, the crime analyst and police executive can overlay other data sets such as census, demographic location of pawn shop, schools, etc. So dito, sa pamamagitan ng GIS is mas madali para sa mga law enforcers na ma-overlay yung mga details or yung mga information about sa isang location, kagaya ng establishment, kagaya nitong pawn shop, schools, and etc. And to better understand the underlying causes of crime and help law enforcement administrator to devise strategies to deal with the problem. So, mas mapapadali sa mga law enforcers na tukuyin yung sanhi ng isang krimen at para makagawa agad sila ng solusyon. So, next. So, dito naman tayo sa kung paano nga ba yung GIS nakaka-prevent ng crime. The researcher state that through the use of GPS, crime location and associated attributes can quickly be registered and transferred to GIS by means of cell phone or data logger. So, ano kasi, itong GIS is para siyang tool. So, hindi naman sa parang tool talaga siya. Kasi, dito sa Daraga, if may crime na nangyayari dito, yung GPS is magta-transfer agad siya ng mga information sa GIS para malaman ka agad ng mga law enforcement. So, ito nga pala yung picture or yung crime hotspots. For example, dito sa Daraga. So, if yung daraga is may palagi na lang palagi na lang nakukumita ng crime or may high volume of intensity crime yung daraga is pwede na siya tawaging crime hotspot. So yun lang po. Thank you.
So after the report of Mr. Ginita, we're now going to proceed to the second GIS lecture, where we would tackle the GIS type regarding spatial data and attribute data. Well, so starting with the GIS data sources. So in crime mapping, analysis are concerned with two primary sets of data: spatial data and the absolute and the relative location of geographic picture. Attribute data are descriptive information about a specific spatial object. So in summary, these two can be referred as reference to represent first the spatial data represent the vector and the raster format, while the attribute represent the tabular formats. So first, self-explanatory naman to. So I'll just give this through detail. So proceed na tayo sa implementation muna. So first, in spatial data, well, if hindi pa obvious mapping, require a map, and map require a location. In simple definition, spatial data refer to this aspect of using a map. But in law enforcement, hindi lang importante na alam natin magbasa ng mapa. Di tayo elementary. Here, we use the spatial data as a necessity. We discover where a crime take place or hard to take place, but also pati na rin yung specific characteristic of those places and the environment in which incident may occur. Tanong mo, bakit ba mahalaga na alamin pa natin ang environment ng isang lugar if we can clearly just respond to calls or patrol services? Well, first, ang feature ng spatial data like street network, parcel, information, location, residential zoning, among others, and etc. was serving a big factor in building police function. So, because those recorded activities did not just occur in random, there are always a relating factor. May kasabihin nga tayo na one information leads always to another. Cause and effect pa. So, not just in planning, in spatial data, pwede rin tayong makapag-come up ng solution. Halimbawa, talamak ang drug sa isang residential. So, pwede ka magbigay ng response A, which pwede gamitin natin na ang information regarding sa past activities in that location. So, halimbawa, meron dito sa barangay na to, meron ditong pusher o ganon. May history na siya. And pwedeng magamit natin yun para malocate pa yung kung may kasangkot man pa siya doon. Pwede rin yaon makatulong sa pag-implement ng crime prevention plan, maybe for suggestion. Even in placing hotspot, special information are required. So, those could be helpful in tracking or preventing future perpetrator. So, response B, pwedeng makatulong rin ang spatial data sa patrol response, which could be tailored by being present in that residential area. Possibility and through GIS, mas applicable na ito than before. We could easily analyze now how, when, and where that crime may occur, and by then to prevent it. Then, now, we have the attribute data. So, sa attribute data, it occasionally contain information about phenomena that are not primarily regard geographic factor, but often have a geographic component. Well, una, sa law enforcement, iba ang center ng application ng attribute data sa normal na attribute data sa GIS. Dito, their function is more than the calculation of temperature or elevation. Because typically, ang attribute data in law enforcement was used as a linking software, which pwede mag-consist ng information regarding calls for services, deployments, arrest, accident report, field information, registrants information, or intelligence information. This was helpful kasi currently it was hard to make or keep track to every incident, especially in urban areas. Maraming department na dito sa Pilipinas is either having a problem in record management system which was solved through paggamit ng advanced GIS software, which in terms of a pinpoint map used in the 80s or 90s is a big improvement. Having the capacity na mag-store ng information that we then could segregate, like using a table or address or location and names, which then serve with the most important aspect of this system, which was the quarrying aspect, na klarado and accurate, which can be segregated through information, and which define reduce the tedious nature in finding entry or of the situation on every situation may regard in multiple cases. Now, proceed na tayo sa next topic, which are the vector and raster model. So, unang-una, sa raster data. So, raster data consists of pixels. Each pixel has an associated value. A grid of cell represent its data. In other words, it's a matrix of cell organized into a row in column. Each cell has a value that represent information. So this one was quite familiar, especially in computer maps. So where maps are stored in the form of a matrix or grid by the use of pixel. The vector, in other hand, use geometric line and shape. So one thing na kailangan natin tandaan dito is one of the distinction of raster data is na-handle po tayo ng model map morely related to pixel resolution. So alam naman po natin yata na ang pixel, di ba? Well, sa raster model is we are using this programmatically assigned para bumuo ng isang full resolution map. May it be in data value or by color shading, they have distinction. Raster data is simple. They are easier to simulate as all the cells are the same size and the same shape. On the other hand, raster data can cause information loss. So one of the advantage of raster data was they are quite simple in nature. Simple, as in you took a photo from a satellite or an aerial plane, may mapa ka na. Wala nang geometry, coding, or even expert personalities required. This was because of its speed. But even though this was not quite accessible when it comes to prime mapping. So bakit? So this was because of the special feature of a pixel. So ang pixel is meron siyang the same size siya. So katulad ito sa left value. So same size siya. So every pixel may have their distinction, but if you zoom in na yan, nagkakaroon ng limit na, nagkakaroon na ng contingency sa feature, lumalabo. And bawal na bawal to kung nagpaplano ka sa crime mapping. But still, even with this disadvantage, it still had a reliability in crime mapping. And this was due to aesthetic feature and the elevations. In a map, may mga mahirap ma-interpret in basic shapes. Di pwedeng gamitin ng point, line, or polygon. For example, a landscape or lugar na laganap ang changes ng terrain. They have many variation in color and density or cover or intense variation. Pwedeng kitang magkaroon ng coding para sa landscape para ma-separate the problem and the approach was the contracted of the elevation which di kaya ma-represent ng simple. So when you are trying to represent large area with continuous staging values, ang pinaka-recommended talaga is raster data. So sunod tayo sa vector data. So vector data use sequential points or vertical to represent data. Each vertex contain x and y coordinates. Now the next one was in contrast with the raster data model. So which is the vector data model? In this model is not quantized or discrete in like a grid cell. Hindi na tayo gumagamit ng pixel but use point and their associate x and y coordinate to represent the vertices of spatial feature. Much as if mano-mano like pagdodrawing ng isang mapa. Parang nag-drawing ka lang dito. So the spatial information and the attribute information to this method are linked via a simple identification number like using the Cartesian coordinate, latitude and longitude. Here, than a pixel, we use t-type to represent spatial data. First was the point. This was used in discrete feature, such as building, power poles, sample locations. Points have only the opportunity of locations, like a pin map, a point represent one feature. So then, point can be spatially linked to form more complex feature, like lines, a one-dimensional feature composed of multiple explicit connected points. Lines are used to represent linear features such as road, stream, faults, boundaries. Due to line having property of length, morely na represent yan din ng pathway like road or highway. Then lastly, the polygon. This one was two-dimensional feature created by multiple line. Then look back in a cross feature. Polygon are used to represent features such as city boundaries, geographies, lake, soil, association due to polygon having the purposes of area and perimeter. We use this one as a group. By grouping, boundaries useful, especially if you want to identify location as a whole. So, yun lang po.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, classmates. My topic is all about GIS components. GIS components, the following is a description of the major components of a GIS, which includes hardware, software, data, and method. Yung topic ko lang po is hardware and software lang po. Kasi yung dalawa, yung data and method is sa isang kagrupo po namin. Now let's proceed to hardware. Hardware refer to the computers, printers, output devices such as monitor devices and large amounts of disk space to store the typically large GIS datasets. So kapag sinabi nating hardware, ito yung mga nakikita natin physical, or in short, ito yung mga nahahawakan natin, no? For example, sa input devices, meron tayong keyboard, digitizing tablet, and scanner. No, yun yung mga halimbawa ng input devices. Meron tayong CPU or Central Processing Unit. Meron tayong Pentium, AMD, SunSpark, and storage devices. Storage devices, meron tayong tape drives, USB, diba? Ito yung mga imbakan, no, ng mga data or mga informations na kailangan natin. Hard disk. And the last, meron tayong output devices, no? Sa output devices naman, meron tayong monitor, printer, and plotter. So, yun po yung mga halimbawa ng hardware po. Then, now let's proceed to the next, which is components of GIS software. Software refer to the specific commercial software. Kapag sinabi natin specific commercial software packages, ito yung the manipulation, storage, and query and analysis of spatial and non-spatial information. Kapag sinabi natin query, ito yung pagsusuri. Pagsusuri, ito yung mga pag-usisa, no, sa mga information. Itong special naman na sinasabi dito is ito yung special and non-special information is kapag sinabi natin special, is malawak siya, malapad, no, malaki, malawak na information. Then tools for the input and manipulation of geographic information, database management system or DBMS, graphical user interface or GUI for easy access to tools. So, yun lang po ang aking report, and good day po sa ating lahat. Thank you.
Good afternoon, classmate. My report is all about data representation. Real-world data are represented by one of four features in a GIS. They include point, line, polygon, and image features. Number one is point feature. Is a discrete location that is usually depicted by a symbol or label. In a geographic information system, it is analogous to a pin placed on a paper wall map. Different symbols are used to depict the location of crimes, motor vehicle accidents, traffic signs, buildings, bit station, and cell phone towers. Ang makita po dito natin sa picture is yung meron po dyan mga shape which is sa mapa nakapin po dyan. Number 1 po dyan is yung itong strong arm, which is yung bilog. Kadalasan daw po dyan mangyayari yung mga krimen na mga crimes. And dito po sa firearm, yung square, which is yung motor vehicle accidents, and sa rectangle po is yung paras lang po sa motor vehicle accidents po yun, and building station buildings. The following map shows a robbery point map. Ang piga point po dyan na robbery point map is ito pong tatlo, yung strong arms, firearms, and knife. Makita po dyan natin sa picture. Number 2, line future. Line future is a geographic future that can be represented by a line or a set of line. The following map shows how the different types of geographic futures such as railways, streets, and rivers can be represented by a line in a GIS. Ang street po dyan, ang line, ito pong black na line is yung street daw po yan, and yung red po is railways, and yung blue po is rivers. Ang mga dumadaan daw po dyan sa street is yung bus routes, and dito po sa railways yung red is yung trains, and yung rivers daw po ay mga sakyang pangdagat. Number 3, polygon future is a multi-sided figure represented by a closed set of lines. In the following map, the largest blue polygon represents the city boundary, the green are census tract, and the black are census block groups. City boundary daw po dyan is yung blue line, ito po, and yung census tract daw po yung mga bahay po na isi-census, and yung census block groups po yung mga grupo po na magsisensus sa kada bahay para malaman yung mga kung ilan po ang nakapaloob sa bahay. And last is image future. Image future is a vertical photo taken from a satellite or a plane that is digitized and placed within the geographic information system coordinate system so that there are x and y coordinates associated with it. Makikita po dito natin sa picture is taken daw from the satellite, and magiging visible lang daw po siya pag naka-landscape, and makita po natin dito yung streets and buildings, and ang type po niya ng picture is vertical, which is itong Y, and ang X po is horizontal. Okay na po ma'am, thank you.
I'm Ramel Lutino, and this is my report, Data of Geographic Feature. Each type of feature has attributes or a table of data that describe it. The ability to view, query, relate, and manipulate data behind this feature is the true power of GIS. A manual pin map and a computer map depict points, line, and polygons, but do not have data associated with the feature are not easily manipulated. So, ibig sabihin daw dito, sa pamamagitan ng mga features nito, mas mapapadali ang paghahanap ng information. Hindi katulad ng dati, kailangan pa ng pin sa mapa para anong isang lugar. So, this is number 1. Point data. The following is an example of point data taken from a GIS. The highlight point has a corresponding data table which describe the features. Ang minimin daw dito, itong mga dot na ito, example, for instance, the yellow point is a robbery that occurred at 6:52 p.m. on January 1st, 1999. In this case, each line of data describe a different point on the map describe a different point on the map, and each variable describe something about that point. Sa ibig sabihin daw nito, bawat isang point dito, itong nakikita natin, yung may red tsaka yellow, iba-ibang crime daw ang nagaganap dito. Diyan sa yellow, robbery dyan ang naganap noong 1st January. Halimbawa, example, itong mga red dot, meron dyan naganap na murder and rape, drugs, etc. And line data, a line main denotes a road and its location. An attribute table stores all relevant information about this feature which can be queried and displayed in information based on the user needs. Ito daw, yung mga linyang itong nakikita natin, itong may red, black, yellow, parang sa Google Map lang to eh. Yung ipipin lang natin yung pupunta natin, lalabas na yung dapat nating daanan. Malalaman natin dito yung mga street na dadaan na natin, yung mga pangalan, at saka yung mga store doon. At the last is polygon data. Geocoding data of the polygon levels is particularly useful when a data set is very large or when address information is not as reliable as information such as grid or bit information. Dito naman daw sa data na to, example, dun sa Castilla, itatype mo lang yung zip code, malalaman mo na yung yung square miles, kung gaano kalawak yung lugar na yon, and malalaman mo rin kung gaano karami ang population dito, example, the following image display that the data describing polygons which are zip code. The yellow polygon is zip code 2001 in Washington, D.C. with an area of 2.2 miles. Yun nga, malalaman natin ang laki ng isang lugar o ang lawak sa pamamagitan ng pag-type ng zip code. At saka malalaman natin yung population. Katulad dito sa Washington, population of 3,050 in 1990. So yun lamang po at maraming salamat.
Good afternoon everyone. I am Elijah James Sabla. I will I will now discuss GIS Toolbox. The primary advantage of GIS is its functionality that allows geographic data to be manipulated. The following are some components that enable data to be manipulated in the system. So, ang sinasabi dito is yung mga table of contents, list, layer, and their drawing order, and editing prosperities. Ito yung nakikita nyo, yun dito siya yung mga nilalagyan ng mga parang table of contents dito sa GIS Toolbox. The next one is connectivity. Connectivity refers to streets and other linear features that are represented by segments that connect at intersection. Ito yung ang connectivity, siya yung mga parang streets na itong may mga star baga. Siya yung siya yung nagko-connect sa mga intersection ayan, yung may mga star yan na tig-allows niya yung intersection to be located on the map, which is particularly important in law enforcement data since accident information reports and calls for service usually list an intersection as the location of an accident. Siya yung kunyari na nyo ba dito sa BC, yung etong papasok tapos may mga intersection, parang ganun lang yung dito sa BC sa may labasan natin. Diyan parang ganyan lang yung connectivity. Siya yung nagko-connect ng mga bagay-bagay ay ng mga streets para maging sila maging connect. Next one is the contiguity. Okay, contiguity refers to adjacent areas that are represented by adjacent polygons. Yan, ang contiguity, it refers to adjacent areas that are represented by adjacent polygons. Yung siya yung nagke-creates ng table with statistic based on polygons, contiguity, or ng mga overlaps, coincidence, edges, or nodes. So, yung may mga yan yung contiguity. The following map shows how GIS includes adjacent polygons. Parang, ayan na nga yung sinasabi dyan na ang contiguity, siya yung parang adjacent areas that are represented by adjacent polygons. Siya yung parang mga parcel and buildings and ability to GIS to recognize adjacent polygons, parang ganon. Para siyang yung yung measure na ng parang tigmimin niya yung etong may mga color, yan yung contiguity sa parang sa street, parang yung mga lugar ay mga bahay ganon, yun yung contiguity. Next, geometry. The measure and properties of points, lines, and surfaces in a GIS geometry is used to represent the spatial components of geographic features. The fact that all features in the geographic information system have at least one set of X and Y coordinates, having this as an coordinate for map features, especially for points, is important because the location is more precise and there is no need for geocoding for it to be known. Ang naman, geometry, para siyang yung mga measure ng mga properties of points, lines, and surfaces. Siya ang geometry, siya yung mga nagme-measure. Kunyari, yan na red. Nakikita nyo yan. Yung X, 1639, X, 37 point, ganyan. Yan yung mga geometry. Yan yung Yan yung example ng geometry kasi yan yung parang mga measure ng kunyari kung gaano kahaba yung lugar, ganun. Thank you po. Yan na lang po ang i-report ko. Salamat.
Hi, good afternoon everyone. This is my report. Visual display mapping. Each type of feature has attributes or a table of data that describe it. The ability to view pure relates and manipulates data behind this feature is the true power of GIS. A manual pin map and a computer map display points, line, and polygons, but do not have data associated with the feature and are not easily manipulated in GIS. Simply clicking on a point, line, or polygons can produce the data table associated with a particular feature. For example, an image of an idea, a network of suggestion and option that spread out from the original world on praise. For example, forecast map that contains information about wind, rain, and temperature. Yung mga nakikita po natin sa mga weather forecast na visual natin, yung galaw ng hangin, yung lakas ng ulan, natatansya, doon po nakikita natin yon. And second, thematic approach. The thematic approach is a geographic information system. The data are spread by the feature into what are called layers or themes, as well as by the type of data. For example, point data of crimes and calls for service would not be contained in the same layer or themes because these data come for two different sources. This is a thematic approach to organizing data that components allows the data to be analyzed and visualized separately or together. Thus, when more than one layer is viewed in the GIS, they are structured similar to a stack of pancakes. In the following feature, each layer represents a different type of feature: point, line, polygons, or image, and a different type of data: shopping centers, bus roads, and census tracts. And dito naman po, an thematic approach, an instructional method of teaching which emphasize on choosing a specific themes for teaching one or many concepts. Third, scale. Scale is the relationship between the dimension of the map and the dimension of the earth. Usually the scale depends The scale depends on the purpose of analyze or map. Dito naman sa scale, the relationship between distance on the map and the distance on the ground. For example, a number's amount, etc. used to measure or compare. Yun lamang po. And thank you.